Welcome. We're back. Another episode of Some Nerd Stuff with your boy, Trey, and me, Nate.
What's good?
How's it going?
This episode is brought to you by, it's not brought to you by The Good Day. One day though.
This is kind of a Halloween episode, but the problem is we're shooting it on Halloween and then we're going to post it.
Yeah, y'all ain't gonna see it on Halloween.
Yeah, you're not going to see it all because it's Halloween now.
Because things take time,
Yeah,
okay?
when you watch it, it'll already be past Halloween. That's the time. That's time travel on podcast.
You'll still be in the spirit, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
No, as soon as we're done with this, I'm kicking out Halloween spirit and freaking Christmas spirit. Here we go.
Here we'll be past it. I'm saying most of the people watching will still be.
Dude, I'm waiting for a freaking Mariah Carey It's
Midnight?
Time post.
We got about an hour and 45 minutes until the Christmas tree comes out.
Yeah, that's why we're gonna do this now. This is the last bit. I celebrated Halloween on adult Halloween, so for me, Halloween feels hella over because I just did it over the weekend. I did a lot too, so bar hopping and stuff. Yeah, he worked. Sorry. Okay, so for our first segment, we got five and five.
It's like your favorite thing from Wendy's, but better. So take out your Wendy's.
Take out your Wendy's.
And by the time you get done with your 5 for 5, we'll be through ours. Okay.
If it was me, it would be 5 breakfast items because I only like breakfast there.
I mean, their breakfast there is gas.
It's really good.
The 5 for 5 is a pillar.
I took someone there.
I think it's a 4 for 4 now, though.
I took someone there that you know, your grandma,
Oh.
and she was so mad. Like she felt like I took her to a gas station. Like she was offended.
And then she ate it?
No, she never ate it. She didn't.
Wow.
She refused, and she still brings it up.
That's insane.
One time I took her to, I tried to take her to Costco to get like Costco dogs or pizza. She also was offended at that. I had to take her to the Asian restaurant downtown.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Wendy's is gas. If it's breakfast time.
The breakfast is hella good, and it's the only cheap breakfast. We're not sponsored by Wendy's.
If we're gonna be honest, all breakfast is pretty cheap, except for Jack in the Box.
Wendy's
Everywhere
is the
is pretty
last place that has a 2 for $3 on breakfast sandwiches. It's the last one.
McDonald's still does.
They do not.
If you have the app.
Nope.
Yes.
It'll be buy one get one for $1, and they.
But it comes out to $3.
No, it does not.
It comes out to like $3.99.
Triple check the next time you do it, because it's not. I promise you, you're paying more than what you think. In your head, you're like, and you just hit it. I have a McDonald's story, but we got to get into 5 on 5. We got to get to the 5 on 5. Okay, and it actually involves you because I was picking up lunch for you.
That's cap. No, okay. Continue.
Okay, so for 5 on 5, for number 1, if this works, and then I will tell you what the number 1 is. The number 1 for me, I'll start. Nintendo is being Nintendo.
Oh,
and
so this is going to be something bad that they
hella
did.
random, huh?
Oh, okay, go ahead.
No, it's not bad.
Okay.
But it's hecka random. But it also fits into their new thing of selling alarm clocks.
Yeah, we gonna get the alarm clock on the podcast.
So
we gonna get it.
Yesterday, just bored, going through YouTube in between working, and all of a sudden a Nintendo dropped. They dropped a new application. They dropped their own streaming music app, and it's exclusively Nintendo Music. And when I woke up yesterday, I didn't know I wanted to listen to some Breath of the Wild while I was working. And
wow.
But it is one of the best things that has existed ever.
That's so
great.
Crazy.
So this
is a older than 25 thing.
Yeah, it is.
I think
they're not making this for kids. It's not for kids. I don't know. I don't think there's any kids who want to listen to old Mario songs or new ones. But some of the stuff, the artistry and some of the music, when you're not playing the game, it makes you understand how important the music is sometimes.
I need lyrics in my music.
Oh, that is the weirdest thing. That's the weirdest thing.
How is that the weirdest thing?
It's great.
Sounds boring.
Eric, I hit up Eric as soon as I seen it. It was like 10 minutes after the announcement. And he's like, yes, of course I seen it. And it dropped first on iOS, and he sent me things that he was listening to. Literally the other day for 10 minutes, I was listening to the Wii channel music. Dude, there's something great about it. I don't know what it is.
Nintendo got y'all by the balls.
So you don't pay extra if you don't pay for it. You pay for it kind of. It's included in the NSO. all the tiers, I guess. So you have to log in with that, and then you get full access to it. And they're supposed to update it with new songs and new stuff. It's very interesting.
So
if you have an NSO, download it. Just try out the app. It is very interesting. Now, 10 out of 10 would recommend. It is crazy.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. I'm start playing that at work.
So you have one. Speaker. You have a 5 for 5. That was honestly though, that's changed my life. It goes into rotation.
A 5 for 5.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. You got to come up with 2, just so you know, because I have 3.
Oh.
So you got to come up with 2.
Okay. Well,
okay.
Think of something.
Number 2, 5 at 5. We have Russia suing Google.
Why? What'd they do?
Censored some of their people, some BS.
As they should.
Some government stuff. They're censoring accounts that are pro-Russia, but they're suing them for, I think it's $100 trillion dollars. I don't know how to say it. It's like, like a dexahedron, but it's trillion. Decatrillion. So it's
Russia.
So it's 100 trillion, something like that. I think it's like 34 zeros or 35 zeros.
I want to be able to comprehend that many zeros.
It's too much. Trillion is already hitting the peak. Like billion, I could sort of understand.
Fun fact, a billion. So a billion seconds is like 2 years ago, or 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Oh, and what?
And a billion in seconds is 2 weeks ago or 2 days ago. One of the two.
Wait, that's a big difference.
I'm gonna have to calculate it because I understand. I know the second one by heart because it stuck with me. But we have
like 2 days, 48 hours, or 2 weeks is a big difference.
That's 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
That's 2 billion
you're saying from this moment back 3 years is 1 billion seconds.
Yes. Oh. A trillion is 1981.
Jeez, that's the difference, huh?
Yeah.
Between a billion and a trillion.
I was gonna get political, but I won't.
Let's not. So yeah. So what happened was they gave them some type of citations or whatever to sue them in their courts. Well, I guess every week when they're not dealt with, the fines double. So they've doubled, exponentially for, maybe it was $300 and then it doubled to $600. And then, so it just kept doubling for like 3 years or something. And now it's at 100 trillion.
We don't care.
Yeah, Google doesn't care either.
We don't care.
They already shut down the Google offices and forced them to bankrupt. So I don't think they care no more.
There's a Mike Tomlin meme, and he's just like, respectfully, we do not care.
Yeah,
During an interview.
Google is not going to pay that.
Said. We do not care.
The article I seen, or the person I seen talking to, I think it would take like something ridiculous, like 10,000 years for them to, even if they paid it with all the money they make this year, if they made that going forward to the end of time, it still take like thousands of years to pay it off.
Of course it would.
Okay, yeah, you have one?
Why you put me on the spot?
I'll do it because I did 2. It's the 5 at 5.
Bonus one. You tell us something.
Oh, whatever. Okay, so it's going to be 3 at 5 today because someone...
I have one. I just didn't think of a second one.
Oh, okay. Well, give us your one because then we can at least do 4 and 5.
Samsung is planning to release an S25 Slim model next year.
S25 Slim. But what are the specs going to be worse because they're doing it in a smaller form factor?
From what I've read, it's a smaller battery, but everything else is on par. And it's just going to be slimmer.
I didn't see
kind of like the Xiaomi phones, how they're doing them, and the foldables. Yeah, they're finally doing something like that. It only took them 5 years.
The mainline ones, not the foldables.
For now. Okay. But what do you think they're going to do next?
Well, hopefully they do something.
They already have one in Chinese markets.
I would
slim foldable.
As soon as that's at Best Buy, I'm gonna go check it out because I don't know where else. I guess phone places. I don't know where. Yeah, I want to see it though. I want to see it physically. I want to hold it. I want to feel how slim. Because you can tell people how slim things are until you show them in real life, and you're like, holy moly.
Foldable phones are still something that's interesting.
Yeah, they for sure are interesting. I don't think they'll ever. It's like VR. At this point, I don't think they're going to take over the market.
I don't know. I think there's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
There's great use case scenarios for them.
There is.
And I'm talking at all levels because I even had the clamshell fold,
Mm-hmm.
the flip. I mean, and I really enjoyed.
We weren't
the flip.
podcasting, but I had a foldable pretty much all summer, and it was a lot of fun. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it'll ever.
There's some drawbacks because there's not every application is set up for it. There's like a few the ones that would bother me is the Google or the YouTube Creator app. Unless they changed it just recently, it's not even set up correctly for tablets.
Yeah, that's still the case.
That's one. I think Instagram is one that has never went. I don't even think there's a tablet version of Instagram. I think it blows up the iPhone version.
Yeah, it does. It just blows it up. But you can either have it to where it just cuts off the sides or it blows it up. But I miss having it. Like, there's definitely some things where like you open up the screen to watch videos and stuff, and it's cool. But there's also things where it's like, it's 8 o'clock and I haven't opened this thing once. Like, why do I have
you have to be okay with
a foldable?
I think it's like a bad example, but kind of an example. It's like a Switch, right? Mm-hmm. You could dock it or you could use it in handheld. There's some people it never leaves the dock, and there's some people they always have it in their hands. So it's cool having both, and you got to get used to the fact that like maybe I'll just never use it that way. I've done it both. I've had times in my life where I'm playing a lot of handheld. Like I played Breath of the Wild completely handheld. And then I went back to try to play it on the TV, and I was like, "Man, this looks so beautiful." And it's because I was looking at a screen this big.
I only ever play Switch on handheld.
Oh, see,
I don't even. Most of the time when I got my last 3 Switches, I never even took it out of. I never even took the dock out of the box.
Oh yeah, because I had to borrow your dock one time. It was like literally perfect.
Yeah, I was like, okay, here you can have it, buddy. I've never opened it before. Take the plastic off, please.
Yes, so you don't start a fire. Okay, so actually, I might have another one for the 5 at 5. For number 4, 5 at 5.
That was number 4.
Oh, you did number 4?
No, they're commenting number 1, number 3.
Yeah, whatever.
I got you. See, we want your voice heard.
Yeah, please do the comment though. Congratulations, Dodgers. I know you were upset last night.
You know, baseball's one of those things where it's like the Yankees were in it, and I was like, yeah, let's go. But they lost, and I was like, oh damn, that's crazy.
Oh, it's not the end of the world. I don't watch baseball. It's too many games. It's just too much.
That's how I feel.
I can't do it.
And it's just kind of like.
When I found out, I didn't find out who was going to the World Series until the World Series was about to start. Like I didn't even know who was in the running. But then when I heard it's going to be a East Coast versus West Coast, I was like, that's fun. I'll enjoy that.
But it's not.
But it's not because there's fans on both sides.
No, I don't mean it like that. It's just, it's like the worst possible outcome.
I know because
it's kind of like the Super Bowl these last 2 years because they don't have a salary cap.
Yeah.
So it's like who spent the most money? Let me check. Oh, the Dodgers and then the Yankees. They spent the 2 most money. Who made the World Series? The Dodgers and the Yankees. Who won? Oh, the team that spent the most money won the World Series.
What you're telling me is it's better to not care and to just enjoy the moments as they happen.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Like, I barely watched any of the World Series. I kind of kept up, and then I watched like the last 3 innings of Game 5. No, and I was like, that's cool.
No, I mean, like, I get that. I'm not gonna act like I was watching. I was like, every month I'd be like, okay, who are the best teams? Let me go on standings and see who has a good record. I watched a little bit of the playoffs, and then I watched like some of the Yankee games, pieces of it, but from people inside, because I talk to people inside, it's just like. You know, it's kind of boring.
Yeah, I get that if you're a die-hard fan and you like have a team that will never win because they're poor.
Mm-hmm. No, they're not poor. They're just not spending the money. Yeah, they just refuse to spend the money, which you can argue. But that's why I kind of like the NFL because it's like socialist. I mean, it is. It's socialist, right? Like every team gets the same amount of money from no matter who makes the money. They all get the same amount. They all have the same amount to spend, and everyone's on an even playing field. Now, do you still want to go play in Cleveland? No, but they might offer you the most money, so you're gonna be in Cleveland. That's why the Jets and the Giants suck. Like, they're in New York, but they suck. Nobody wants to play for them. And you know what? But they're in New York, right? That's just part of it.
I wouldn't want to play anywhere where it's cold.
I think you'd get over it.
Nah, I don't think so. I work in the cold, and if it was snowing, I would be really upset. So the last thing for five and five, which is supposed to be 5 minutes each one, we go over. It's fine. We make.
No, it's supposed to be 5 minutes total.
Oh, total? We'll never do that. That will never.
We got some chance. We got a chance.
1 minute per topic.
Yeah, I don't think it's that crazy.
You've never had only less than 1 minute of things to talk about.
But I think that's the point.
Oh, you scared me. I thought.
Well, I was trying to see what it was. I was trying to see if it was
it's my sleep notification.
Yeah.
We're past that.
You ain't gonna make that, buddy.
The last thing is I haven't got to look at all the specs, but I've heard the rumbles of the new Mac Mini with I think it's the M4 chip, and everyone's like, it's actually, I know this is an Apple product, it actually is good value. This is what I'm hearing.
Apple.
It's actually a great value. That's what I'm hearing. I haven't got to look at all the specs and everything.
Apple always has great value. What do you
mean? Okay. But so I'm impressed.
You guys fly me out yet? Do I need to keep doing that for 10 years?
I would love to. I'm gonna deep dive on it more. I want to see. I'll probably see if KBH does a video.
I'll just buy one. Don't worry.
Oh, please don't. Please don't. Please don't start a whole new operating system you don't know how to work.
I'll just buy one. Not a big deal.
Jesus. And just play music off iTunes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 2 topics tonight for our main topics. One of them, this guy is just going to freak out probably for 30 minutes. Cause
I don't know.
I hope you have some varying opinions.
It's a bigger conversation than I think you're prepared for.
Oh, I'm completely not prepared.
That's why I gave you the list of topics.
I didn't get it. It's probably on that.
No. Oh, it is.
It's on that. So
me.
So you get to run that discussion. But for Halloween, our special Halloween episode shot on Halloween for Halloween is how did you say we were doing this?
It's going to be a draft.
We're drafting.
So what we're
we drafting franchises?
Yes, franchises. Okay. If you wanted to just know, because we wanted to be able to talk about like the movies and stuff. Yes, franchises. So it's going to be our favorite horror franchises, and we'll see who has a better team at the end.
Oh man, Man, I don't know. I wish I would have picked based off of who's going to be the most murderer or whatever.
Well, no, it's not about that.
Okay.
You want to have...
There's nothing in arm's length. I don't know where.
Is there an operating system like we can ask?
Oh, yeah.
Will it make everything freak out?
She's behind you. What do you want to ask?
Call it in the air. Alexa, flip a coin.
Okay, flipping.
Call it.
Heads.
It's tails.
It's tails. I get the first pick.
Okay, you get the first pick.
Okay, so with the first pick in the 2024 horror movie draft, I think I'm gonna take a young star, someone who's just came in the game, but has really kind of changed it and, has influenced the game a lot in its young time. I'm gonna take the Conjuring series.
That's solid.
So
that's solid.
That, entails the Annabelle movies, the Nun movies, and then the Conjuring movies.
The La Llorona.
That was
in it.
That was part of it, but it wasn't part of the main.
No,
it was a spin-off by the same people.
Yeah, because I think the priest that was in it was in another movie.
Yeah, so it was a spin-off. But yeah, I'm gonna take those movies. The first Conjuring, I remember that movie was terrifying. Because it's just like they do such a good job.
You got to remind me which one the Conjuring is. Is this
the
one?
Warrens?
Huh?
Ed and Lorraine Warren.
This is the one in the house. The first one.
So the first one, they're in the house.
The stuff's coming out of their mouth.
Ooh.
Is that one? That's the first one, right? Where they go in and they do the seance thing in the basement, and then they get like physical stuff comes out of their mouth and then just freaking out.
I don't know. It's the one with the backyard, and the noose is back there, and the scene I always remember is like the knocking on the door. Knock 3 times because it's mocking the Trinity.
Oh, okay.
I remember that. I just always remember that. That's stuck in my mind.
That one has the dolls in the first one too, right? Like she's
they
just
show
there.
the doll, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Annabelle was first or if no, they do the whole first scenes about Annabelle, about the couple who got him,
Yeah.
and then how they ended up with the doll.
Oh, okay.
They're doing like a presentation, and then they get called about the investigation they're gonna do. So it's that one, and then the Annabelle movie, the Nun movie, which was pretty good. They actually just came out with the second one. That's the only one I haven't seen. It's the second Nun movie. But that's who I'm taking.
Okay, that's a solid one. So, for my first pick, I gotta talk to my people real quick. Okay.
Oh,
yeah? Okay. I'm also there's obviously some classics, and I feel like we're gonna get to some of these classics. But I'm also gonna go for some new blood, and I feel like this is cheating. This might feel like a cheat because is it a franchise? Not necessarily, but I'm gonna go for Jordan Peele movies, which is kind of a cheat, but they're horror elements.
He has 3 of them.
So we got well, specifically the ones I like more. I like Get Out, and I like Us. The third one I liked it with the ambiance of not understanding what was happening.
I think that was my favorite one.
I think if I watched it again, I went. What was the third one called again?
Up.
Okay, yeah. They're always.
Was it called
no,
Up?
It's not Up. That's a Pixar movie.
No, but it's.
Alexa, what's the last Jordan Peele movie?
It's something weird.
Called?
Spectacle.
No, that's true, but that's not the one I'm thinking of.
What was it called?
I watched it.
It's gonna bother me.
Keke Palmer. It had the Fry's electronic in it.
It's gonna bother me.
The monkey thing came up again, huh? What's that? So, I recently just heard another director. Nope. Yeah. See,
Wrong
something
P.
simple. Another director who said that Jordan Peele is one of their favorite younger, even though he's like in his 40s, but he just started making movies. Younger director because he takes his premise and he twists it the way he sees it. And the person who said that was Steven Spielberg. So it's like, damn, we there. He's talking about the dude who made E.T. and Indiana Jones and all that.
Overrated.
We're there. Jurassic Park.
Plumbers. He made movies with plumbers.
Anyways, that's my second one because those, it's hard that they're strictly horror movies. They're definitely psychological thrillers.
I'm trying to cover my mic when I take a drink. Hopefully it worked.
We'll see. We'll find out in the edit. But yeah, that's my first pick.
With a third pick, I'm taking a classic.
Are we doing 1, 2, 3? Okay.
I'm taking a classic.
I said first, so mine was second. So whatever. Classic.
I gotta go with that man. That man with the knife. Halloween and Michael Myers.
Really? You enjoy is this something you enjoy, or is this what you feel like you need to take?
No, I love Halloween movies.
You like the Halloween? Okay, which Halloween movies?
The reboots.
Which reboots?
The 2018, the most recent ones.
Oh, okay. Oh, the Halloween Kills. The Halloween Kills ones.
Halloween. No, it was Halloween. Halloween Kills and then Halloween Ends.
See, I didn't finish Halloween Ends.
Good.
I didn't. Oh, it wasn't good. It didn't have a good ending. That sucks.
I mean, it was that movie specifically had a good ending, but the movie itself kind of sucked.
Okay, so you're not even. So obviously, it encompasses all the movies because it's a franchise. But which of the originals or the first remakes have you watched?
All of them.
Really?
Not the movies, but I've watched people talk about them on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
There's a guy who does a really good job. Shout out, I forget his name, but his channel's called Dead Meat, and he does kill counts, and he shows like he gives a synopsis of the whole movie, and every kill and how it's made, the special effects and stuff. He does a really good job. I love his channel.
If you go back and watch one of them, or I would say two. I would say watch the original Halloween. That's one of those movies that I love. That, of course, you know that it's an older movie, but because it's like classic-y, because it's like a lot of tropes that everyone steals from, but it's executed so well, and they were basically making a student film. Like, it's so hamstringed together, it's amazing. Like, but it's in a good way. Like, the fact that they could have made this like movie that's elevated horror, starting with like the music and everything, it was really good. And then I also liked the first remake that Rob Zombie did. It was really ultra violent, and he's like runs, and he's like a big old giant.
The only thing I do like about those is that Yeah, he's like 6'8".
Yeah, and they do stuff when he's a kid more, and it's the same. It's samey, but it's just like way more violent. One of my favorite moments in that franchise is Halloween, the second one. So the second movie, the first movie is in the house. She doesn't even know what's going on. This killer's just coming for her. She stabs him in the eye with the rod. And the second one is like right after when they're at the hospital. And my favorite part is Michael Myers stands at the glass doors of the hospital, and he walks just through the glass doors and breaks the glass and the bars that are in front of the window. That really stuck with me for when I was a kid.
Michael Myers, he just can't be stopped. You know, he's like LeBron. Like, he's going to get it.
And for some reason, everybody around him's tripping. Everybody's tripping. But anyways, okay. That's the...
He just can't be stopped, you know?
That's great. That's a great pick. That shocks me. There's so many other ones that I know you're really into so Michael Myers is kind of a surprise.
You know what? Sometimes you got to go with the classic, you know?
Yeah. So I also have another controversial. All mine are like, I don't want to pick the most boring ones. I want to pick something interesting.
He's pushing the boundaries again.
I'm pushing boundaries. Okay, and I feel like you're only going to agree with this because you played video games. But the Alien franchise.
That's where I was going to go.
I beat you. I beat you, sniped. Dude, have you watched the very first Alien movie?
Yes.
That movie is so good. It made in like the late 60s. And it looks like it was made in like the 90s or the early 2000s. It is so good. I didn't realize until I was an adult how good it was. Because I like between like 18 and like 22 when I had like free time-ish, I went back and I watched a lot of movies, especially because they were on the internet. You can get it real easily. You can pay for them on iTunes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you were paying for them on iTunes.
And so I was going back and watching a lot of movies, and that one was like, this is crazy. Not all of them are good. There's a lot of
very well
ones.
Executed, you know. I don't know that they've ever made a more perfect being than the Xenomorph. In fiction, I don't know if there's a more perfect creature.
Yeah,
like,
just
what do you do?
Nothing. And I only played 5 minutes of the game,
you
and
need to finish the game.
I noped straight out of that. That was.
You know,
I don't like horror games anymore.
It's hard. I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of feathers on my gaming Hall of Fame. You know, mostly a casual gamer. But beating that game and then beating it on hard is one of those feathers I have. Because that game is great.
I may not be great at every game, and I may never play all games, but on this game that is really hard, I beat it on hard.
It's like, you know, that's an achievement for the best gamer in the world. Beating that game would be an achievement on hard.
You know what that's like is when I was a kid, you didn't get a lot of games. So you just got really good at the games you would get, even if you did not like them. And that's almost the energy you're giving.
I don't know how I even started to play the game. I think they gave it away for free on PSN.
It's almost always free. Like, it's so cheap. Like, the Game of the Year edition is always like $5 with all the DLC.
I think they gave it away for free, or it was like $5, $10, something like that. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play this game, and I played it. And after like 45 minutes, I put it down for like 2 years, and then I picked it back up. Because I was out for school one day. And I was like,
here we go.
I got nothing else to do. So I got through it. I didn't die like a couple times. And I was like, oh, whoa. this is kind of fun. And then it was infuriating. And then I put it down for another like year in the middle because I didn't know what to do. And I was stuck. And then I picked it back up and I finished it. It has the game specifically has the worst ending I've ever played.
Oh man, they're making a sequel to it. I think I told you about it, but I think it's a VR game. Did I say if it's a VR game or not?
He didn't say specifically.
I can't remember if it is or not.
So, with my pick, I'm going to take the Paranormal Activity series.
I felt that for sure felt like you were going to take.
You know, the first 3 really carry the franchise. 4 and 5 are kind of like eh.
Is 4 the one where they do the Connect plug?
No, that's 3.
Oh, okay.
4, the only cool thing is that
4 is the one that they go back in time.
Yeah, with the
I like that. Actually, I like
with
that
the
one,
Latino
though.
men.
Yeah, but I like that one. That's what.
No, the cool thing I was gonna say, the only cool thing is that it gets tied in, and we see what happened in the first movie.
Yeah.
That's the really cool part about that movie, and you get to know more about what's going on. And then 5, I don't know. 5 was bad. I didn't enjoy 5.
That was the kid, the little boy.
And then 6 was a really good movie, but they should have just not used a Paranormal Activity name for it.
It was one of those where
Like, it was still a really good movie, but it just had nothing to do with anything else. The only thing that was the same was that, like, it was the same curse, basically, all the years later.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the only good thing about that movie. But the first 3, like, that first movie, like, that's still one of the...
That first
It's not
movie?
even scary. It's just, like, the whole time is just unnerving. Like, you're looking everywhere. Like, you know how they have those videos where they have, like, the eye thing? Where it tracks your eyes on the screen where you're seeing? Like, if you watch a movie with that, you'd be looking everywhere. And every shadow, you're looking to try to see, like, oh, is it there? Is there something?
I don't know if you remember. You might have been too young when the movie came out to really... It was very, like... There's another moment. The Blair Witch Project is another one of these where it, like, really swept everybody. And everybody was like, what is this? Because that first movie, I think they shot for, like way less than $1 million. And they made so much money off of it. It was so
I was
profitable.
around. That's how I watched it. I didn't watch it in theater.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember watching it because it was scary.
And everybody, and it's, I mean, those movies are all kind of, not to talk bad about them, but they're all kind of the same where it's like, I like the lore of it too. The lore, it gets me. And you have to watch all the weird shit, and maybe something interesting will happen. And then the last 20 minutes, all the lore is jam packed in the last 20 minutes, and that's when you really gotta not run to the bathroom.
It's like little things where it's like they'll have the first thing that sparks the movie happening, and it'll be like little, and a little bigger, and then we're up here. You don't even realize it, but all the events, you're up here now. And then it's time for the climax.
Yeah, and that's a sharp climax.
They really are. They escalate so quickly. It's like, damn.
It starts with like things getting thrown.
Yeah.
And then it ends up with people floating.
Doors opening.
Yeah, no.
Here's a picture from your childhood. How did that
oh,
get
my
here?
friend. Yeah, he talks to me. Yeah. Okay, so for my next one. Okay, this one's gonna sound a little bit boring. This is another classic, and I feel like boring because there's so many different things, and I'm gonna pick the doll that comes back to life, Chucky, Child's Play.
I never got into Chucky.
It's its own flavor because it's very 80s when it came out. The very first one is really creepy. Because it has the most voodoo and stuff in it, and I don't know if you know what the show Seventh Heaven. It's like this show. Turns out the dad on the show, who was a pastor in the show, is a what are you supposed to say on YouTube these days?
A diddler.
He's a diddler. Yeah, he was a diddler in real life, and then all the people who he worked with, which was mostly kids, had to deal with the fact that that they hung around this dude for like 10 years. They grew up like a lot of kids grew
like
up
Snyder?
on that show. Huh?
What?
Like Dan. Damn. Now we just putting everybody out there.
Hey, we gonna do
anyways, the Chucky movies are really fun. I seen them out of order. I seen the third one first, and then went back and seen the first two. I think the second one's whack, but the third one is like not that good of a movie, but I like it because it was the first one I seen. And then I don't like the 2000s edgy Bride of Chucky, Son of Chucky. I don't like any of those. I like the remake. They did a remake where it was AI.
Yeah, I like that one.
That one was fun.
But I never got into Chucky. It was just like, I find him annoying.
No, that's easy.
I'm like, not that
I can't defend Chucky the doll, the killer doll.
I'm like, I'm good.
They do have a very interesting sci-fi show that is a continuation of it's amalgamation of the movies.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
And it's a continuation. And the stuff that I've seen is like really interesting. And it's like kind of a comedy, it's a whole bunch of things. But what I've seen is really good. And they whatever lore there was, they just keep expanding. Because I think at one point he turns human because something about the contract that he makes to be a doll, the god whatever, he is like mad at him, so it doesn't give him the power to do the voodoo shit anymore because he never gave him a soul or whatever, and so then he has to deal with that. Why he's obviously killing people in the same town he's been killing for 3 seasons. So
and he's a human.
The doll turns more human, so like he's a doll form, but he turns flesh and blood.
Oh.
That's usually how it goes. Like, towards the end of the movie when he really needs to get the kid. Because he always wants to be a kid so he can live longer. But that'd be so horrible. Imagine a little murderer and you're going to be in the body of an 8-year-old. Like, I think in the first movie, the kid's like 6. That seems torturous.
That's what he wants.
This is torturous. But anyways, that's his motivation. So, yeah, Child's Play. That's mine. So, I think, are we on our last one?
I think so.
Okay, what's your last one?
I don't know. What else? What else resonates?
I'm trying to think. I feel like there's one that I kept seeing that I didn't pick because I knew you'd probably pick it.
I'm gonna go Sharknado. No, I'm kidding.
Whatever. People really like the Sharknado.
I'm gonna rebuff it. Pass it to you.
Okay. I know my last one. I guess I went for all weird picks, but this one was a new trilogy of movies that came out, and I really, really, really enjoyed them. It was the Netflix series Fear Street.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was like Goosebumps, but a little bit like actually a lot more edgy.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they shot their whole load so fast by like they brought out 3 movies in like I think 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And they're really good. They were all really they had really good actors in them. The story was fun. They all tied into it and it was like this big climactic thing. They just recently announced they're doing a prom movie, Fear Street the Prom or whatever. I don't know if it's going to be in the same town. In the books it's all the same city. And all this weird stuff happens in. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I guess too, it was a little, there was no Stranger Things, and the girl was from Stranger Things in there, the redhead, and there was nothing else, no Stranger Things stuff. So and it's all kids running around, so it was a little Stranger Things-esque.
Yeah.
But
I get you. I like the last one on those. I watched the second and third one. I still haven't watched the first one, but it's okay.
I can't even. To be honest, I watched them so close together. I can't. I know there's the second one is the flashback one, right? And then the third one's the climax in the mall, right? They go back to the mall.
There's 2 flashbacks.
There's 2. There's
because they do the first one's in the mall, and then they go flashback to when one of the girls was a child, and then they go back to the present. And they learn the story that goes all the way back.
Yeah, all the way back.
And then they go back to present day again.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then they figure out the curse. They go find, like, the body or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my last one.
This is pretty easy, right? But I'm still going to pick it because I think it's warrants being on the list. It definitely doesn't warrant being off the list. My guy, Pennywise. And It.
Oh, that was one of my subs, if you picked one of mine, which you would have never picked. You want Aliens.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, Pennywise. We're gonna go with It. Specifically, the most recent 2 or 3. Was it? Because they split the last
2.
one.
No, it's just 2.
They didn't split the last one in 2 parts. I could have sworn they did.
They split the original story in 2 parts, which it was already kind of 2 parts anyways. So they just did.
There's a nice natural split in there.
Yeah.
Stephen King did something right.
Jeez! Whoa!
I just mean as a
just catching strays.
No, it wasn't a stray.
I'm just messing.
But yeah, Stephen King and It.
Yeah, that was. I watched the original miniseries too young, and it was terrifying. Like, and it's so corny, right? Yes. If you go back, it is very corny. I laugh
when I watch it.
But it was like the guy.
Hey, little boy.
The guy who played him, I can't think of his name. He was in Home Alone 2, and he was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. I can't think of his name right now, but he just was really good at Pennywise. But I think I didn't finish it because I don't remember the end in the original. When I've seen it since, and it just looks so bad.
Yeah.
At the end of the second one,
rewatch it.
All the end's kind of the end sucks of that. It's all the atmosphere. The time period is really good.
Mhm.
The relationships between the kids are really good. Watching them grow and not dealing with things they didn't deal with as kids, all that stuff is great. The end of the movie kind of sucks.
Well, that's the whole thing. He can't write an ending.
Yeah,
That's what he set up the whole movie.
it's so good, and because I think too, did they time jump it? Because it was in the 50s originally. Did they move it to the 80s or 70s? Yeah. So it was.
And then it was present day.
The book is based off his childhood, so it's like all 50s. Like that's what the miniseries is. But 50s, 80s, whatever. He just turned out some
50s is crazy.
But I mean, there was kids in the 50s.
Was there?
Yeah.
Or was everyone just a war criminal already?
Soon. That's a good choice. I think if someone watched this and just watched a movie from each of these franchises, I think that's a solid Halloween. I think that's good.
Is there any There was no Nightmare on Elm Street.
You know, when I was a Kid, Nightmare on Elm Street was my scary guy of choice because I couldn't go to sleep. You're telling me if I go to sleep?
Yeah.
And then naturally, when you're a kid, because of your imagination, you have nightmares. So that just doesn't help when you have nightmares of Freddy Krueger.
I remember being scared of Freddy Krueger.
that is like the worst. I think that's probably why Pennywise is so creepy to kids too. Is because like you're gonna have the weirdest dreams, and that's a good character to mix into your weird ass dreams.
You'll float too.
Oh yeah, that red balloon, all that imagery is so fucking great. Yeah. Anyways, that's our Halloween picks. That's our teams.
H-Town.
H-Town.
Halloween Town.
Oh, Halloween Town. Okay.
Not Halloween Town. Not the Disney show. I'm not a fan.
That's a great. I love those movies when I was a kid.
Not a fan.
Okay, so the question is, I'm questioning for this next segment. Do I just put you front and center on the camera?
I don't know. Should you?
That's what I've been thinking about.
Why?
Because I want to be able to cut it later into its own thing.
I don't even know if I'm gonna have that much to say.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, then we'll do it like this. I'll edit it. I could edit you into a solo thing. Just sit up a little bit.
Okay, hold on.
And you can let the people know what the segment's about. Because I never said what it was.
Today, on technically November 1st, 2024, the Great One has returned to take us from Earth to Eternal Take for the second time. He left the planet in 2020 and he has returned in 2024.
You know, I felt so stupid because I thought the way you pronounced that was Atake. I thought it was Eternal.
We all
Atake.
did.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. I thought it was like a Japanese reference or something.
Yeah, we all did. No, but it's Eternal Take.
Oh, okay. Because everyone's saying, "Oh, Eternal Take 2." I was like, "A take?"
Yeah.
I've been thinking it's Akate. I thought it was some weird Naruto thing or something.
And yeah, we learned in 2020.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm just late.
Yeah, it's Eternal Take. The first one, it's just so I'm surprised personally that Uzi did another Eternal Take because the first one is such a cult classic. Not only because of how good it is, but because of when it happened. So I don't know if you know, because your pandemic was a little different, right?
Yeah, mine was a lot different than everybody else's.
But Uzi dropped EA. So when Uzi dropped his albums, and they've had to fix their infrastructure since then. But his last 3 albums have crashed all streaming. From people getting on trying to listen. They've crashed all streaming services, right? So EA2 was the same way. And so it dropped, instead of at 9 the night before, like tonight, it dropped at 9 in the morning the next day. So 12 Eastern, right? So East Coast people, they were in school, and I was in high school. I was in college, so I didn't have class at 9 o'clock, right? But if it would have, I would have been in class. And so he just dropped on a random day, right? And that was how we got EA the first time. So we were all just listening to it in class, vibing out, whatever. And then he drops the deluxe the Friday after on March 13th, 2020. What happened on March 13th, 2020?
That's when the globe shut down.
That's when everything shut down, right? So that was like the last album that came out in pop culture before the world ended for a year, basically. So I'm personally kind of surprised that he did a second one. He has two mainline projects. He has the Love Is Rage series, and Lose Your versus the World. He was teasing Love Is Rage 3 since last year. So when we talked about an album for him coming out this year, we all thought it was going to be Love Is Rage 3. And then he's just on and there's really been no rollout. And then he's on a show, he's on like a street interview like 3 months ago. And he's obviously on some substances. He was just drunk. He had a can in his hand. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm not really tripping about nothing. I got to drop Eternal Take, blah, blah, blah. Everyone was like, damn, he is on all the drugs, bro. He is so lit right now. He already dropped that album. He just misspoke, blah, 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 whatever. No, he was right. He was trying to tell y'all that he was dropping Eternal Take.
He let it slip.
He did, and I think that influenced the rollout because there was just like a random little TV intro he did, and then it changed on Spotify. All his art changed to EA too. It's kind of cool, not gonna lie. Looked kind of lit. And then they gave us a date of today, and you could pre-save it for a week.
Oh wow!
They was like, we ain't playing these games.
Okay.
We ain't playing these games.
They could know how
download
much
it. Yeah.
And all
download
that stuff. The only thing I seen, which I didn't see until after the album came out this evening, was the UFO little video thing that I don't know how that posted. Or how that
so
worked,
I also think that for the first EA, he didn't even have a music video for it. He just had like little outros of him being abducted, basically. But I think personally, it's because it wasn't the album he wanted to put out. So the first EA got pushed from 2018 to 2019 because of the label, right? And then from 18 to 19 because the label wouldn't let him drop anything. And then it got leaked. The whole thing got leaked. And then the second one in late 2019 got leaked again. Right? And so that's why we didn't get it until 2020. So it was like the third or fourth different version of this album that he wanted to put out. And he finally got it out, but it just didn't hit. Like, it was really good still, but I don't think it's what he wanted to put out. And a lot of those leaks, he ended up putting on the deluxe that dropped a week later. But this time around, like, he already has a video for it. He has the rollout. He did the UFO thing. So he's really going into like the artistic part of it. And I think that was like the plan for the first one.
So he's getting to do his plan. So what so do you have like how you feel about the album, or is it too early? Because like when we talked about it last time, like it takes me a while to like ingest music to like I'll take it as much as I feel in the moment. Like if it's just surface level, like, oh, this beat's good, I like the beat, or like later I'll listen to it for like the umpteenth time and I'm hearing new lyrics and stuff.
There was a few really, 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 really high points, and then there was a few where I'm just like, okay, yeah. This wasn't the first listen I'd skip this one. But I think that he does this thing in all his projects where he like pushes the hip-hop genre in a way that's like just different or unique, and sometimes you like it or you hate it and there's really no in between, but that's how it goes when you're pushing like the boundaries of a genre. And I didn't really enjoy it all that much, but once he gets like closer to like normal, I really liked it. I really like some of the things. Some of the time when he's singing, I don't like it. They put too much like distortion on it, because he's supposed to sound like an alien.
Oh,
I get the reason.
Is that what's going on with that? Because I like skimmed it and just kind of listened to like sections
like parts.
Of it. Yeah, I didn't really, but it's still I couldn't really intake anything. His music, it like the flavor that he does. There's things that I've liked that he's done, and it takes time for some of his stuff for me to like enjoy it. But like so obviously some of his like giant global hits I like, but like. So the way he structures some of his music, my ear is just too attuned to like natural music, Not I'm like not that I'm
You're old.
yeah, that which
You're
is fine.
washed.
That's fine. It's okay. I'm willing to take that. It's so
You're
it's fine.
washed.
So some of it is hard for me to listen to just because the natural rhythm that I'm listening to things and it's unsynced, and then I can't focus on anything else.
He is the sink.
That's fine. That's fine. It's okay. I just turned 35 this year, a few months ago, and I've been way more okay with being out of the loop. It's so fine. At some point I might have been argued about like being young still. It's like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. It's fine. There's some things that are meant for me, and there's some things that are like, you guys enjoy it.
So official like first listen, I'd give it a solid 7. You know,
That seems low, especially because you're a fanboy.
it's, like I said, it's the first listen. There's some stuff that's got to grow on me. It was a really short project. It was only 49 minutes.
That's standard.
I don't think so. That
Albums
seems short.
Albums feel like they're getting shorter. I don't know if there's any data behind that, but the last few albums that I've listened to, like which I don't always listen to projects all the way through, I'll be like, oh, that's it. But I have a lot of time because I'm like driving all the time. So that's it. That's it.
I wish it was like 3 hours.
Oh,
That'd be enough. Hopefully he drops a deluxe like he normally does. And Uzi's deluxes are normally like a whole nother project. That's just kind of what he does. So that would be pretty cool. But I give it a 7. First listen. I gotta go back in and listen 2-3 more times today.
I wonder if the mic heard that. Did you hear that?
What?
You hear all those bangs right now? Those local explosions that no one knows what they are.
Someone's gotta know.
Someone's gotta know. We need Uzi for
Olivia Pope.
Oh man, there was something about Scandal I was thinking about, and I literally thought about you because I thought about Scandal. So now my brain you crossed the wires in my brain. You've taken over.
Scandal.
So now when I think about Scandal, I think about you.
Scandal is so good. Watch it if you haven't.
If you have not watched Scandal, watch all 7 seasons or 8 seasons.
I promise you won't be able to stop watching it.
Oh, you know what it was? We were watching this show called The Floor. It's like a new game show. And there's a girl on it that looks like the girl who lost her memory in the first season, and is kind of a badass. She's kind of the handler for a while until she becomes like a lawyer or whatever she does. So she becomes important. I don't know. I forgot her name, but the girl looked like her. And so I seen her, I thought of Scandal, and then I thought of you.
I don't know what her name is either.
I can't think of her
Not
name.
off the top
It's
of
that
my
white
head.
girl with the dark brown hair.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. And the last piece of news for the day.
Oh, last one.
Like
Final countdown.
Like Lil Baby said, one of my brothers went into jail, and one of them just got out. I'm getting sick and tired of that order. Young Thug came home today.
But somebody else just who went in?
Lil Dirk.
Lil Dirk. Are they getting him?
Smirk.
Are they're doing racketeering on him too?
Nah, Smirk gone. Smirk gone. I like Lil Durk a lot. I like Lil Durk more than Young Thug. Personally, musically, I would say keep Young Thug and free Dirk. Personally, right? But they got Dirk. He's gone.
What do? They off somebody?
Yeah, He paid someone to go get someone. That's all I'll say. Allegedly, he paid someone to go get someone, and he got caught by the feds.
That's the last people you want to get caught by.
Yeah, so he gone.
The feds always.
We'll see what kind of deal he takes.
They probably
Young Thug got a deal. That's how he got out.
I promise you, they've already offered him before they brought charges.
You think so?
Tell us what's going on.
I don't know. I think with people like him, they take him first to send a message.
Oh, they don't want to.
Yeah, I think people like him, they take him first.
How high of a rapper do you think you are for them to pull you aside before they pull charges?
Diddy level.
Dang. Oh, Diddy's
I think
ratting.
you gotta be
Guys,
up.
All of you, I know we ain't got no rich people listening, but all you rich people who were at those Diddy parties, he got your name and your video. I'm so sorry.
It's on a thumb drive.
I'm sorry. You were just being weird and sexual, and it was the wrong time because the cameras are rolling.
Diddy got your ass.
He got you. You just thought, oh, this is our cool little freak off. So we just freak off a little bit. And you know what? Blow some steam, Ellen.
Ellen is crazy. You can't say names.
Hey, she's already got canceled once. And came back. She wants to get it again.
That's crazy. Well, on that note, we're about to get sued. I'm not with him. So peace out, everyone.
He's with me.
Ellen, don't sue me. Just sue him.
Yeah, she's still rich.
The channel's in his name. I'm not associated or affiliated.
Allegedly. It's allegedly.
But thank you all for watching.
Thank you for listening. Happy Halloween. Be safe. Check your kids' candy.
Love that.
They gotta pay that parent tax.
The parent tax.
Parent tax.
Y'all already ate all the candy.
Hey, let me see if those nerds. Let me check those nerds real quick.
Now that's a dick party.
Fuck.